Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamisha, also known as Mrs. Coda. So we're going to dive a little bit into more mental health today. And we're going to talk about the id, the superego, and the ego. So if this is something that you are struggling with to understand the concept, I'm going to make it super easy in this video. All right, let's go. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. So, again, I'm going to make this super simple, super easy, and straight to the point. So we are talking about the id, the superego, and the ego. What is it and how does it affect us in our mentality, in our mental health, and all that good stuff? So, in a nutshell, I want you to think of it this way. Your id is all about self, right? Your id is all about just satisfying the needs of you, and it's all about what you want, and it's all about the it of you. Okay, so your id is all about satisfying your needs. It does not care about others. It does not care about others' feelings. It's all about self. So when you think of id, think of it's all about me. Okay, and the best way to remember this is think of a baby, right? When a baby is expressing itself, what does the baby do? When it's in need, it cries, right? So it doesn't matter if you have your arms full and you're multitasking, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're doing all this. When that baby cries, it's about that baby. That baby doesn't care what you're doing as a mom. That baby doesn't care if you're stressed out. That baby is crying because it's all about them, right? So think of it this way, and I'll help you kind of make the connection with id. So think of baby crying. It's all about the baby. When the baby cries, the baby's not concerned about other people's feelings. It's not concerned about daddy's and mommy and brothers, sisters' feelings. It's concerned about self. So when you think of id, think about self wants and self needs. Okay, so when we're looking at the superego, your superego, think of it this way. It's your moralizer, right? It's your conscience. It is what tells you what is right from wrong, right? So think of your id is right here. Think of your id as your, like, me, right? All about me. And then think of your superego as, well, let's weigh the decisions. We can go right, we can go wrong, but let's think of it. It's your conscience, it's your moral expression, okay? So your id and your superego tends to often be in conflict. And what does that look like? So say, for example, you're walking down the street and you look into a store, right? And the smells is just capturing your nose, and then you look and you see that they have like cake, and you're like, oh my gosh, this cake looks amazing. But you are on a diet because you need to get fit and healthy, and the doctors told you that, hey, you got to be careful, you got to watch your heart. If you don't watch your heart, you could develop all these diseases and high cholesterol and all that bad stuff. So your id, which is all about self, is like, oh, go take a piece of that cake. You know, you're hungry, it looks good, it looks tasty, go eat it, right? Whereas your superego is like, well, let's think about this. What's right from wrong? Well, you really probably shouldn't eat that because you're on a diet. And now here comes your id. No, you should go eat that because it looks good. You'll be okay. You just work it out. But then your superego is like, well, no. If you do that, then you're not following doctor's orders. You're not doing this. So now you can kind of see like how those two conflicts happen. So in our minds, we're dealing with our id and our superego, right? Because like I said, our superego is our conscience, right? So they're constantly at debate. So where does the ego come in? So this is the ego. So your ego helps to control impulses, and it also helps to organize actions, right? Your ego makes use of your defense mechanism. Your ego is now what comes in to control your id and your superego. So what does this look like? So your ego brings reasoning and conflict control, because a lot of times when your id and your superego is going at, it creates anxiety, right? it creates a very uncomfortable situation in your mind. But when your ego comes in, it comes in with conflict resolution to say, so in the example I said before about the woman and she wants the cake, what your ego would do is say, you know what? You can have that cake as a reward, but just not now. Okay? That cake can affect your goals and you have your goals set. So what we need to do is remember that after I do my certain workout and I'm eating well, maybe I can reward myself with a small piece at a certain point. Doesn't mean that I can have it now. It just means that I can have it later. Okay? So that is how the three kind of coincide with each other. And if this is off, right, and if somebody's id is greater and overtaking their superego and ego, there's conflict there. If the let's say the superego is quite high, this person is always conscious about everything. It's like, oh, am I doing right? Am I not doing right? So you can see that it's important to have a balance. And this is where that mental health counseling comes in with stress management and anxiety management and organization and routines. So I hope that this made it clear. If you have any questions, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to leave a comment below, especially if there is a video topic you want me to cover. All right, guys, till next time, take care.